Hey, welcome again, guys. Uh, Welcome to mabwear.bigmedia and the next episode of Talk Keep Them Talking. Before I start, let me just say, guys, in advance, thank you guys for your views, the views I've received. Keep it going, guys. We're trying a thing. So thanks for being here. Good morning, good evening, good night, wherever you are. I hope you're doing absolutely fine, you and yours. All right. So with the pleasantries out of the way, let's just get into it. But before I get into the meat of the matter, let me just make this clear. Let me just make my disclaimer. Give my disclaimer. I'm going to be speaking on Mason Greenwood, and I know a lot of people might think that, So let me just make my stance absolutely clear. I think that having Greenwood in the Jamaica team would be so impactful, not just for now, but also for the future. I think this would catapult Jamaica's reputation in the region and in yonder places. So therefore, there is no hate around here. Get that clear, guys? Let me make that clear. All right, so let's get into it. So Mason Greenwood seeks to have dialogue with newly appointed head coach and the English FA. We know the new appointed head coach is Thomas Tuchel. That's his name. Yes, and this was reported by the Sun a few weeks ago. And to be honest with you guys, I've been wanting to speak on this, and I was quite hesitant. I was quite hesitant because the backlash and all them thing them people feel like say, you know what I mean? But guess what? And keep them talking. All we're doing here is just trying to stimulate the opinions, stimulate your views. All right. So this was reported by the Suns. The report even went on to say that Mason Greenwood is determined to play at the highest level, meaning the World Cup. He's made it clear if the England FA has no desire for him to represent them, this is the English team, which is his dream, he's willing to switch allegiance to Jamaica. Yes, people. That was what was put out there. Now, I saw a podcast, and the host got quite worked up, suggesting this is not what we've seen might have been some fabricated story, you know what I mean? Or maybe we are just imagining things. However, the operative word that was used is reported. It was reported. Now with whether or not that is true is yet to be seen. All right, so we don't need to get work up about it and thing. Now I've heard also a lot of commentaries on whether or not he will play for the Reggae Boys, and I must say that there's been great fanfare and optimism, right? However, for me, I've always view this with a lot of skepticism, and you might wonder why. Because we've seen this happen before. You understand me? We've been here before. And also there are other factors due also to his age. Yes? This is a young man, and I've spoken about this on other platforms. You know what I mean? That his age factor is a big determination on his decision to whether or not to play for Jamaica. In Jamaica, we say that time heals all wounds. And I'm of the view that if the player continues to have success on the field, which is what all of this is hinged on, regardless of what happened in the past, his success on the field is where everything is hinged. I believe that if he continues to have these success, that he will become, not in long term, but maybe even in the short term, a desirable player once again for the Three Lions. And it for some people, they might say, boy, they believe that is far-fetched. You know what I mean? They don't believe in that. But I believe that it could be so. All right? Now, I know some Jamaicans, on the heels of hearing all of this reported by the Sun, might be saying, well, here we go again. You know what I mean? Another player exploiting or using Jamaica. Listen, people, I'm of the view that if you cannot be used, you are useless. If you cannot be used, you are useless. And I know, that we are also very emotional, and this might even give strength to the football loyalists, them, or the nationalists who has always been advocating for local players. But what's your view on that? What's your view on the local players? My position on the local players is our local players equity for all, be it local or those with Jamaican heritage. You know what I mean? But not to digress too much. Back to the issue at hand. There's a quote in Jamaica that says, "Don't cut off your nose to spite. Yes, don't cut off your nose to spite your face." All right. So the English players they're an extension of Jamaica, I believe. They're an extension of Jamaica. So let's be pragmatic and strategic when dealing with these situations. Further on, I've also heard through the media grapevine that the JFF and its aligned associates have done all necessary for the player, that is Mason Greenwood, to acquire what is required to represent the Reggae Boys. Yet, we've seen some hesitation on his part. Why is this? Why is there such an hesitation? Back to what I've said. You understand me? Back to what I've said. My view is that, this gives the player and his handlers what you would consider to be leverage, bargaining power, and any good negotiator would use this to their advantage. You know what I mean? It's a chess match, or if you want to call it poker. Chess or poker. You understand me? But one thing is for sure is that once you're seated at the table of either game, it means that things might and can turn in your favor. True? Yes. Yes. And so therefore, I believe that due to this young man age, which is a determining factor, and as I said before, time heals all wounds. Time heals all wounds. And once he continues to put in the work and to reap the success that he's reaping, I think what we're going to see is that we're going to see more hesitation. We're going to see greater delays as it pertains to his representing Jamaica, because his greatest desire is to represent the country to which he was born. So it is for any one of us. I remember Mason is not 28 or 29. This kid is just 22, 23 years old. You understand me? Yes. But let me leave you guys with this question. I have this question. If Mason Greenwood and his handlers are so enthusiastic about playing for the Reggae Boys, why the silence? The silence. Why the silence? You understand what I'm saying? You hear that? Uh-oh. Silence. Are we in a library? I wonder, are we? Anyway, guys, let me see what your views are. You know what I mean? And as I said, this is talking, them talking, where the conversation doesn't stop. The conversation continues. So, see you guys next time. Walk good.